everyone, welcome to Digital Dynamo Lab. In today's video, we are going to learn about black box testing, another important type of software testing. We will see what it is, how it works, and why it's widely used in software development. So, let's get started. Before we start, let me show you what we will cover in this video. First, we will talk about what black box testing is. Then, we will look at the different types of black box testing. After that, we will learn about black box testing techniques with examples. Finally, we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of black box testing. This will give you a complete understanding of the topic. Let's start with black box testing. In this type of testing, the functionalities of the software are tested without knowing the internal code, implementation or paths. Testers simply provide input values and check whether the function produces the expected output. If it does, the test passes. If not, it fails. Black box testing is also called behavioral testing, functional testing or closed box testing. It is usually performed by software testers, not developers. Some commonly used tools for black box testing include QTP, Selenium, Load Runner and JMeter. Black box testing divided in two types, functional and non-functional. Functional testing divided into four types, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. Non-functional testing divided into three types, compatibility testing, performance testing, usability testing. Black box testing techniques. The first technique is equivalence partitioning. In this method, input values are divided into different groups or classes based on similarity in the expected outcome. Instead of testing every single input value, tester can pick one value from each group to check the system's behavior. This saves time while still ensuring the software works correctly for all input types. The second technique is boundary value analysis. In this method, testers focus on the boundary values, which are the upper and lower limits of a variable. The goal is to check whether the software produces the correct output when these boundary values are used as input. This helps catch errors that often occur at the edge of input ranges. The third technique is decision table testing. In this method, testers create a table that shows various input combinations and the expected system behavior for each. It helps to check the logical relationship between two or more inputs. For example, when creating a Gmail account, different combinations of input like username, password and recovery email can be tested using a decision table. The fourth technique is error guessing. In this method, testers use their experience and intuition to guess which parts of the software are more likely to have errors. By focusing on these areas, they can find defects that might not be discovered through formal test cases. The fifth technique is state transition testing. This method captures the behavior of the software when different input values are given to the same function. It is especially useful for applications that allow a specific number of attempts to perform an action, like logging into an account. Testers check how the system responds to each input and transition between states. The sixth technique is all pairs testing. In this method, testers check all possible combination of input values. This is especially useful for applications that use checkboxes, radio buttons, list boxes, text boxes, and similar input types. By testing all combinations, we can ensure the software works correctly for every scenario. Now let's look at the advantages of black box testing. Testers do not need detailed knowledge of the code or programming skills. It is efficient for testing larger systems. Tests are executed from the user's or client's perspective. It helps in finding contradictions in the functional specifications. Now let's look at the disadvantages of black box testing. Without knowledge of the programming, creating test cases can be difficult. It cannot reveal errors in the internal control structure of the code. Testing with a large number of inputs can be time consuming. That's all for today's video on black box testing. I hope you found it easy to understand and useful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Digital Dynamo Lab for more tech tutorials. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.